All right, fans here fired up for the game. And hey, just to be at Disneyland in general, so many intersections of sports and the happiest place on earth. But I like to think football has a special place in Mickey's heart. We're about 26 miles from SoFi Stadium right now. Here, I guess that can take maybe 2 hours. But for the winner of tonight's game, a shorter than normal trip to the place where dreams come true. Sam Borden explains how going to Disneyland became synonymous with Super Bowl celebrations.
At the Super Bowl, you're excited because you're there. Your blood pressure jumps through the roof. But you weren't really ready for what transpired on the field.
How about that one? All right. We shot the world, baby. We shot the...
Figure it out. The cameras all over the place at times. I worked on 19 commercials. It's like all or nothing. Get the line, get off the field. Pulling it off was exhilarating.
Hey, Disney! We're going to Disney World! We're going to Disney World!
Once upon a time, just days before Super Bowl 21 between the Denver Broncos and New York Giants, a group of executives from the Walt Disney Company were at a dinner with pilots Jeana Yeager and Dick Rutan, who had just completed a record flight around the world.
I said to them, "You've just flown around the world. You've just done something so unbelievable. What are you going to do next?" And she said, "We're going to Disneyland." And Jane, my wife, said, "That's a good slogan."
Here's the concept. It's either the Giants quarterback, Phil Simms, or the Broncos quarterback, John Elway. When they win the game, one of them is going to look into the camera and say, "I'm going to Disney World."
I was approached and told about it, and I said, "Wow, that's crazy, and I want no part of it." And I said, that is just putting a big jinx on myself.
Phil Simms finally agreed just days before the Super Bowl and was the most valuable player in the Giants' win over the Broncos.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Terrific.
What am I supposed to say? I'm going to Disney?
I'm going to Walt Disney World and Disneyland.
Okay.
Phil Simms, you've just won the Super Bowl. What are you doing next?
I'm going to go to Disney World.
I came home, instead of congratulating me, everybody's going, "Hey, the commercial, how'd you do?" Hey, what about the game?
I'm going to go to Disneyland, yeah, brother.
A phenomenon was born. And a year later, Doug Williams, the first black quarterback to start in a Super Bowl, won the game and got his chance.
I'm going to Disney World!
I think a lot of people around me and people who know me was happy for that commercial because they got a chance to see one of their own say, "I'm going to Disney World."
Disney called the campaign What's Next, and it typically includes two different versions of the commercial. One for Disneyland and another for Disney World.
All right, Jerry, I'm going to Disneyland!
I'm going to Disney. Okay, let me go first. Okay. I'm going to Disneyland.
I'm going to Disney World! Disneyland!
Hey!
You've just climbed Everest. It's as if you were on the top of Everest with somebody while they took the picture with the flag, at the top of the world. That's what that moment is.
We going to Disney World! And we going to Disneyland too! We're going to Disneyland! I'm going to Disneyland, baby!
Hines Ward actually has a Mickey Mouse tattoo on his shoulder, and so he was showing me, he goes, "I'm your Disney guy, look at this."
I'm going to Disney World, baby, and I'm taking the bus. I'm going to Disney World! I'm going to Disneyland!
Patrick Mahomes, he tweeted when he was 17 years old that he dreamed of saying, "I'm going to Disney World."
I'm going to Disney World.
I'm going to Disney World! We're going to Disneyland! Good? You're good.
While most of the commercial is built in real time during the game, Disney leaders choose their star player or players right at the end. And the production team has just minutes to capture the line after the final play.
Have you ever seen The Lion King, where Mufasa runs down, to break up the stampede? That's what it feels like to rush onto that field.
I'm going to Disneyland! Back up, world! Back up! Right here, Disneyland! Go, Joe! I'm going to Disney World!
You're kind of really in the moment, and they catch you at obviously a very, intense time. The game ends, and they found me. You're screaming at the top of your lungs. You feel like there's a million people around you.
Back to Disneyland!
They're like, look into the camera and say you're going to Disneyland. I was like, well, I'm going to Disneyland. They were like, no, look into the camera and say you're going to Disneyland. You're the MVP. And I lost it.
I'm going to Disneyland! I'm going to Disney World! I'm going to Disney World! Hey, I'm going too. We're going to Disneyland! I'm going to Disneyland!
A lot of people think that it's always the MVP. It's not always the MVP. It's anyone who has that incredible game, that Cinderella story.
We're going to Disneyland! Woo! Woo! I'm going to Disneyland! We're going to Disney World! I'm going to Disney World!
For 35 years, the players and teams in the Super Bowl have changed, but the lines that come afterwards remain the same.
We're going to Disney World! I'm going to Disneyland, baby! I'm going to go to Disney World!
Although Phil Simms didn't make it to Disneyland or Disney World immediately after his game, today's stars absolutely do go. The very next morning.
Thanks, Mickey.
I'm thinking, this is crazy. We won the Super Bowl. Next thing you know, here we are.
You play on the biggest stage, you win the biggest thing in that sport, and you get to be a kid again.
To be at Disney World, to be a part of this, it's unbelievable. Just to see everyone, to be here, unreal.
It was an honor, and it was like a baby dream until the dream actually happened.
We're going to Disney World! Woo!
That's awesome.
Hugs all around. It is so cool to see the backstory of how all that came to be as we spend a little extra time this week at Disneyland. You know what? None of you guys actually said the line, so we had to bring in reinforcements. Our Steve Young, you saw him in the piece.
We still got Steve.
He said the line. Let's bring him in. Steve, you there?
Hi, man. How are you?
Can you hear me? Oh,
Hi,
there
guys.
he is. Okay, Steve,
What up, Steve?
what do you
Steve.
remember about saying that line?
Well, it was, it's chaotic, as Tom talked about, and it's exciting. And I think that as much as you think that maybe you're going, you don't really know for sure. And it was later that night, Roddy Knox, the PR director, grabbed me about 2 a.m. at the party, and he says, hey, by the way, you are going to Disneyland, and it's tomorrow. And as they said in this piece, you're like, tomorrow, we're in Miami, we got to go back to San Francisco, have a parade. That next night, I was in Anaheim for the parade going down Disneyland, and people are yelling in the crowd, you're the man, you're the king, you're the greatest. It was the greatest. I'm yelling back in the crowd, I am the greatest. I lost my mind. It was amazing. For 4 minutes, it's 4 minutes of losing your mind, and then you got to go home. That's it.
That is awesome. What a cool experience. I know people around here are excited to see who they get to end up seeing this week at Disneyland. You don't have to win a Super Bowl to enjoy life at Disney, though. Just ask Randy and Adam, who took Seconds of Schefter to a whole new level here on the Incredicoaster.
All right, Randy. Special 30 seconds edition Schefter. You ready for it?
No. Are you ready for it? I don't know if I am. All right. The youngest coaches in Super Bowl history. Zach Taylor and Sean McVay, 74 years old. See Higginson play. For sure, he told me. And the halftime entertainment tonight. Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Mary J. Blige, and Eminem, who said the halftime show's going to be nerve-wracking. You want nerve-wracking? This is nerve-wracking.